Welcome back to the $3 Podcast. My name is Travis Partington, your host and guide as we navigate a family-owned business maneuvering through market strategy, course creation, and how they affect businesses. This is a series within a series. We're talking about, this three-part series about challenges and in building the business of trust, how LeadSpot is rebuilding content syndication from the ground up. And I've got a guy I've known for a while on the show, and to be honest, I didn't fully understand what he did until we partnered up. If you notice, he's bringing Oscar Mike Radio shirt, yay! I'm Oscar Mike Radio, yay! This is how we've gotten involved, and I've seen the LeadSpot and Outright.ai platform work for me, and I know it can work for you. He's my friend and my partner in crime, Eric Buckley. He is a co-founder of LeadSpot, a B2B lead generation company that leverages one channel better than anyone else doing today in content syndication. Maybe not the sexiest of topics, I get it, but before you check out, stay with me, don't go anywhere, because Eric's going to explain why you want to introduce yourself to a content syndication and how LeadSpot is doing things differently. Eric, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Good to be here.
Absolutely, and thank you, Eric, for repping Oscar Mike Radio. LeadSpot Outright.ai is a staunch supporter of my show and what I've done, and by the time you see this, I will have been in business for 10 years.
Wow, amazing. Happy to partner with you.
And it's only getting more supercharged because of what these platforms do to me. So without any further delay, Eric, before we get into the LeadSpot, give people a quick version of who you are. What did the road look like before this?
Yeah, so I am a salesperson by trade. That's all I ever did. Tech sales, B2B sales. As someone that didn't graduate college and really thought I was only good at talking to people, being a people person, kind of at that time it was natural that I would go into sales. Somehow I ended up in lead generation, content syndication, which is kind of a niche area. And so I bring 25 years of experience with content syndication, with B2B sales, with enterprise marketing sales. So I think that background, knowing what marketers are looking for, knowing what the goals that they're trying to accomplish for years really helped me to kind of naturally position or transition to the agency.
Now, I was a complete noob at this a year and a half ago, but still explain for people out there what exactly is content syndication, and pretend like you're explaining it to one of our kids when they were 5 years old.
Yeah, definitely. So content syndication, it's an area of demand generation, of marketing, and basically it's very simple. It is the promotion and syndication of educational content. So think analyst research, vendor comparisons, white papers, some webinars are all really good types of content. And syndication means to syndicate it or promote it and spread it to other audiences that you don't own. So as long as they match who you typically sell to, agencies like LeadSpot have access to these audiences that you can't reach on your own. And we're able to spread and promote your content to those audiences to promote more downloads and to generate more leads for you.
Okay, that makes sense.
Pretty simple.
I've heard, though, that salespeople hate content syndication leads. There's a common shared experience where a lead content download comes through and the person has zero memory of ever downloading the piece of content. Why is that?
It's a great question. It's the biggest kind of pushback that you'll get when you get into the content syndication space. And so what happens is, someone, you or me, we've all seen a piece of content, maybe it's a case study or a white paper that we were interested in. We quickly filled out a form so that we could download that PDF, and maybe we forgot all about it. Maybe as soon as we downloaded it, a delivery came and the dog started barking, so you forgot all about it. So that experience, when that lead then gets to a salesperson and they reach out to you, Travis, and say, hey, I'm just following up on that case study you downloaded, and you say, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't remember downloading that.
Oh, yes.
So that experience then by that salesperson kills that lead source for them. They don't want anything to do with those leads because in their mind, they're just giving us leads that aren't engaging with our content or they're not promoting it correctly. There's a disconnect there. And that's really where LeadSpot comes in and tries to, bring those, that kind of disconnect together.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. If the channel then is flawed, and it sounds like there is a breakdown in the delivery process or aspect of it, why do companies keep buying leads then? Is there a better mousetrap?
So historically, content syndication was a really popular channel about 20 years ago. It's still very popular today, but marketing has changed. Back then, it was really, the goal was high volumes of leads, of the top of funnel leads. Some call them MQLs or marketing qualified leads. They're the least qualified, most top of funnel lead that you could generate. Essentially, it's just someone that is familiar with your brand. What the go-to back then was to buy as many of these top of the funnel leads of these MQLs as you possibly could, no matter the quality, no matter where they're coming from, and just squeeze them into the funnel, and you'll end up eventually getting some deals out of it. So that was really how content syndication went to market for a long time, and where a lot of the pushback can be recently, and really about what LeadSpot's trying to do different based on how content syndication historically has been in the past.
Walk me through what a LeadSpot campaign looks like from start to finish. What does the client experience?
Yeah, so we try to make it as seamless, as easy as possible for the client, right? So it's very simple. We'll send them what we call a campaign checklist. And essentially, this is a very simple checklist that they can go through to prepare everything we need to build their campaign. So what type of content will we be promoting and syndicating? We have to build a landing page for each piece of content. So we need to know information about their branding, their logo, the style, how they like to be represented, the words they use. So all of that comes together, and we'll build a landing page for each pieces of content they want us to promote. And then we're actually seeding those landing pages within industry-specific newsletters and different opt-in periodicals that folks have already opted in, they already trust, they receive regularly. So that when someone opens up their weekly newsletter, they see a Travis Partington, Oscar Mike Radio case study. If they're interested in downloading it, they complete a form. We verify their information. We ask them a few qualifying questions. Those people we can verify, we then ship back to the client as a lead, as someone that has downloaded their content, they've answered some qualifying questions, they of course match their ICP, and they're looking to talk to a salesperson.
So you perform human verification on leads, but you're not calling every single person. Like how does that work? Because the scale would break, right?
You're right. You're absolutely right. So verifying these leads in the download of the content is very, very important. Bots today can complete landing pages. They can download content. It's crazy. So by verifying the leads, anything that we can put in place, we're verifying that these are actual humans who intended to download your content. And we actually call a statistically relevant percentage of the overall lead delivery. So let's say 10, 15, 20%. And those that we can judge, they're the right titles, they're engaged with the content. Typically that casts a similar light over the entire lead file itself.
Now one thing that I'm getting ready for this is, and this is true, you only invoice after leads are accepted. Eric, that's not how most vendors operate.
It's true.
At all.
It's true.
Why do you all do it that way?
So it's a crowded market. Who we compete against are some very big brands that have been doing this for 30 years, some of them. We have to differentiate. And one way that we can differentiate is by guaranteeing that we're delivering the best leads possible. So we go to any length, and this is one of the things that we participate with and will include with every campaign.
Well, that would just tell me that, okay, if I get a lead from LeadSpot, it's a good bet.
You got it. That's right. We stand behind that. So you may not get the highest volumes of leads, but you'll get the highest quality of leads with LeadSpot.
And so in this case, quality beats quantity.
Every time.
Every time?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're going after enterprise clients. I mean, make no mistake, that's what you're doing. But In doing that, there has to be some unique challenges for a boutique agency like yourself.
For sure. I mean, so enterprise marketers, enterprise demand gen folks, they have huge needs. And when they see a new brand, a new vendor in the lead gen space of super high trust category, it's tough to earn that trust. It's tough to kind of pry them away from the vendors they've used for decades that they already trust. So proving ourselves, getting that foot in the door, cracking the door open a little bit has been our biggest challenge, but we're getting more and more and bigger clients every day.
Nice, nice. Last question. If someone's listening who's been burned by content syndication before, what would you say to them?
Yeah, I'd say, a lot of folks have had maybe a negative experience with content syndication the way it used to be. There's a new way to do it now. LeadSpot is leading that charge in modernizing what has been kind of an old school channel. We do things differently. There's human verification, capture mechanisms, bot detection. We take care to make sure our clients are only getting leads that convert. And that's the difference.
I see. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Eric Buckley, one of the founders of LeadSpot. If you're trying to generate a demand in tech and you've written off content syndication, or if you've never heard of it and want to understand more and why companies are turning to it, well, you've come to the right place, and go to lead-spot.net. Next episode, I'm talking to one of his co-founders and his sons, one of the Buckleys, Aiden, who's with the engineering side of the house. I'm Travis with the $3 Podcast, and we'll see you next time.